And I think we're almost live on Facebook. And we are live. Excuse me. Hold on. How you doing? Happy Monday it is. The AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show. Let me share this to my personal Facebook page. And we'll get going. I know it is Alfred. Don't turn the channel. I know you're like, man, I'm supposed to be watching the AlfromDtown&Chili442 Show. Well, Chili's kind of down right now, so we want to wish him well wishes and get better soon, bro. I hate this shit. I hate the shit that Chili's going through. He's one of the best dudes I know. And, you know, to be thinking, okay, it's getting better, and then boom, it knocks him down again. It fucking sucks. I'd give up 15 years of the rest of my life to fix my brother and have him right. You know what I mean? Shit. I hate this shit. But anyway, Chili, we hope you get better soon, brother. We love you. So anyway, welcome. I got a little show planned. I'm not going to try to do a whole lot. You know, I don't like really doing this solo. I like Chili throwing in his 2 cents because Chili's a funny dude, man. He's a great co-host. So, but I thought I would come on, man. There's a lot of shit happening, man. We had a big election. Kind of crazy. It's been real crazy. We usually don't talk politics on here. Later tonight, I am going to get a little, not so much political, but I'm going to give you my impression of it for for what I seen as being an independent and seeing both campaigns and just kind of my takeaway from it. It's my opinion, you know. If you want to hear it, it'll be later on in the show. It is what it is. I mean, you know, nobody's gonna, I don't know. It was just really weird this week because I had a couple people. We'll talk about that later. But we do have a list, and we'll get into a little bit of strange news real quick. I hate this, you know, because it just doesn't feel like the same show. So we'll just kind of get right into it. We'll do a small show, and then hopefully Chili is feeling better next week, and we'll get back to the real deal Holyfield, if you will. But I read this earlier, and I kind of, a couple of them, I was like, oh shit, okay. If you grew up with these 15 strange rules, thank your parents for the person you are today. I gotta, a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, my grandma raised me for a long time. And that woman, whew, she put my word, I don't know if I'm not bragging when I say this, but I have a good work ethic. I don't like missing work. I'd rather be at work. Saying that, my grandma put that in me. Boy, did she. When I moved in, my grandma looked at me, and my grandma was divorced. And she never remarried, never even been with another man. So when I moved in, Grandma was like, you're the man of the house. And I was like, what the fuck's that mean? And what that meant was I took care of all the man shit outside, mowing, cleaning gutters, doing all that. And then when I was old. Well, I wasn't quite old enough. I think you had to be 12 to throw newspapers, and they lied about my age and said I was born in 72, so I could throw newspapers. I even got my age wrong for a while. I thought I was born in 72, and I was born in 73. They did the same thing, or Grandma did the same thing on detasseling. I was out there. You were supposed to be 15 to detassel, and yeah, I was out there at 14. So there you go. Grandma didn't mess around, and you know, but I was the first kid on the block with MTV, you know, because I bought it. So I always knew if I wanted nice things, I had to work for them. So I still keep that mindset. Thank you, Grandma. But these are 15 strange rules. If you grew up with these, be sure to thank your parents. First one is school nights are strictly for staying in. True. I couldn't do nothing. I could not do anything on a school night, especially when I lived with Grandma. I think I had till like 5 o'clock, and then after dinner, I was inside. No friends over, no nothing. Unless it was like a Friday night. But if it was a school night, no. Sundays, I couldn't have friends over. That was family. That was the family day, which, you know, we all had a family meal and all hung out and watched movies and stuff like that, which that was cool. That was cool. I really enjoyed that. Number 2, I just said that. If you want it, work for it. Yeah, you got to. Nothing comes easy. And if it does, it comes with something else. You know what I mean? It comes with a price. Like chicks that do porn movies. Yeah, that's easy money, but then they got to wake up with that. You know, that guilt. And, you know, a lot of them say they don't feel it. Maybe they don't. I know I would. I'd feel dirty. I'd be like, oh, man, kind of a hoe. 3, no leaving without saying goodbye. Yeah, my grandma was big into that. I always had to kiss her on the cheek. And she'd always, Grandma had a cane or a big shoehorn. She had this wooden shoehorn. If I'd cuss, I know I've told this before, but if you're new, you get to hear it. If I would cuss, my grandma would smack me, like in the knee. She'd tell me to come here. I'd get close, you know. Come here, a little closer. And then, you know, try to smack me with that shoehorn or whatever. She got pretty good hitting the kneecap, like the side of the kneecap. Oh, it'd make a big old crack. It didn't really hurt, but you act like it did, you know, make her feel bad. Damn, Grandma. Trying to hobble me. No TV until homework's done. That was a big thing in my family. That TV in the front room stayed off. And then my grandma checked my homework. And what sucked is we had like a, wasn't next door, but it was like 2 houses down. One of the ladies that used to babysit me was like a teacher's assistant and shit. And my grandma would call her down, you know, be out on the porch going through my homework. And then I got this high school teacher's assistant going through my, you know, 7th grade shit. No, he needs to rewrite that. Psst. Michelle. I still remember that chick. Finish what's on your plate. That was a big thing at my grandma's, except the only thing that we came to an agreement on was beets. I hate beets. It's the only vegetable that I just refuse to eat. I don't like them. I don't like them pickled. I don't like them anyway. I don't want your beets. And now I see people are taking like beet powder and shit, and I'm like, all right, go ahead. Man, I can't do it. I just can't. But that was another thing. My grandma like bought that house next door got tore down. She bought the lot and then made a big ass garden. Well, guess who got to tend that big ass garden? This guy right here. Oh man, it was horrible. But we had fresh fruit, fresh strawberries, cantaloupe, watermelon. We had carrots, tomatoes, corn, anything you wanted. Peppers, sweet peppers, jalapenos towards the end. Grandma never was into spicy, and then I kind of got her into that. So that's a good one. Finish. Curfew isn't a suggestion. I don't know. Our parents, now if it was a nice night and all the parents were out on the porch, they'd let us play ditch, which was hide and go seek at night, pretty much. So, oh, hold on. Hey to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys checking it out. Hominy is worse. See, I like hominy. If it's done right. I don't want it just boiled though. I want my shit like Southern style, and then I can fuck with it. Do it in the hot cast iron. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So curfew. Yeah, we had a curfew pretty much, and I know you will hear if you're younger. You're like, man, I hear old people say that all the time. But it was pretty much when the street lights started coming on. Your ass better be home. And if they're on, they better just have turned on. Because you had, when they first would kick on, them old school ones especially, it'd be like a half an hour before it was dark. So you knew when those kicked on, it was time to wrap up whatever you were doing. And, back then we had a kickball team, a neighborhood kickball team named Oatmeal. We had a breakdance squad. I know. Still got a few moves. 7, put the phone away at dinner. We didn't have that. But you didn't bring a magazine, or I loved when I was, especially when I was a teenager, I loved Mad Magazine and Cracked. Those were two of my favorite. National Lampoon had a good magazine back in the day. But you never brought that shit to the dinner table. Never. Because they'd get ripped up. You didn't bring comic books, anything like that. So we didn't I think I'd be that way, though. If I was having a dinner, and in fact, if I do have a family dinner, I'm telling everybody, put your phones in this fucking basket. Live in the moment. If you want to take a picture after, that's fine. But, yeah. So this Thanksgiving, man, leave your phone in the car if you're going to somebody's house. Shut the motherfucker off. Unless you got a baby or something like that. But if you don't, shut it off. It ain't going to kill you. Couple hours. Spend it with your family. Them damn phones, man. If you start it, finish it. Yeah, my grandma was big into that. I took piano lessons, and I didn't want to perform in front of anybody, and I got picked to do this recital, and I kind of thought the teacher was like picking on me. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And my grandma set me down and was like, you're good enough to go and play in front of these people now, everybody thinks it but you. Now prove it to yourself. So, as you can see, my grandma was a big influence in my life. Grandma Renner, Helen Virginia Renner. What a great lady. Respect your elders. I've always done this. I will always continue to do this. If I notice a customer's car and I see that they served in the military, and especially like if it's like Vietnam, Korean War, something like that, I'll try to make a point to kind of go up front and see if I can't see them and at least thank them for their service. And that's something I just, try to do, because only speak if it's kind. Yeah. I should do that a lot more. I try. I really do. And I'm a lot better than I was. I don't get angry with people as easily as I used to. I kind of try to look at everybody's situation through their eyes. So, I mean, sometimes, it works. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes I still want to be a a-hole. Listen to old Al cleaning up his language. Clean your room before you go out. Yeah, my grandma made me. You going to school? Yep. And she knew if you were late for school, every minute was like 10-minute detention. So, and I lived right down I could open the door. I'm not lying. Look down the street and see my school. And if I didn't make my bed or pick up my clothes or something like that, man, Grandma, oh, no, you're not leaving the house until that's clean. I'm still that way, though. I try to be a clean guy. Now, look, if I've had a long week, I know, especially with clothes. And plus now, I got a little dickhead that follows me around everywhere. And he steals my socks. This dude is stealing my socks. I don't know where they're going. One day, I'm going to move. And I'm going to move something. And I'm going to find this just stash of socks. I love that little dickhead, though. If you don't know, I'm talking about my dog, Tanner. No back talk. Yeah, man. I never really back talked my grandma, but I remember saying F off to my mom when I was 13. And she smacked the taste out of my mouth. And that was the last time. Don't quit till you've given it your all. Yeah, my grandma was big into that. Family first and always. Yeah, that part of that's true. And then there's a part of it that if there's a part of your family, because even the most beautiful tree in the world will one day need some dead branches cut out of it. You know what I mean? And sometimes there's some people in the family that you just got to walk away from, that you can't be around anymore. And, it is what it is. So, and the last one on this list, if you grew up with these 15 strange rules, thank your parents for the person you are today. Don't walk away without saying goodbye. I am horrible about this. And I don't know why. I always have been. I'm that guy that you'll see at the party, and then 5 minutes later, you'll be looking around and be like, where the fuck did Al go? I'm that dude. Listen, man. I'm going to see you again. And I plan on seeing you again. So I'm not saying, I don't want to say goodbye. You know, because if it's my last goodbye, I don't want to hear it. You know? I don't want to hear it. So I'd rather leave, and then I'll see you again. You know? But that's me. I'm fucking weird. I'm telling you. So anyway, there you go. That was, and boy, I must be a good dude because I got almost all those. I'm not a good dude. I had an awesome grandma that raised me, and then there was a time grandma couldn't handle me, and I had to go to the streets. But she tried. God love her. I did like this one too. These are 12 replies that put people in their place when they are rude to you. I think Evan would have loved this. Number 1 on the list. Could you please repeat that? I didn't quite catch it. Well, either that or they're going to think you need a hearing aid or something like that, you know. So I don't know about that one. Number 2, can you hear yourself? Yeah, but you know what? Some people, I don't know if that's going to work with somebody that's pissed off. Can you hear yourself? Yeah, motherfucker, I'm saying it. That's what I would say. I mean, yeah, I'm the one saying it. Makes perfect sense. You're the idiot that ain't getting it. So I give that one. Number 2, thumbs down. I'd never use that one. So if somebody's rude to me, these are 12 responses I'm supposed to use. I'm going to give you a moment to reconsider that statement. Nah, that means we're fighting. If you say that to a dude, yeah, that means we're getting ready, you know, hey, I'm going to give you a minute to take that shit back, SA. So yeah, no. You don't want to hear that one. 4, if somebody insults me, I am not going to waste my energy on your nonsense. That's true. That's kind of, but you can do that in a nicer way too. And it's like, look, I'm not going to do this with you. I'm just not. Number 5. Ooh, this one. See, this is a double-edged sword right here. Number 5 is, I see you've mistaken me for someone who values your opinion. Well, then they can kind of turn that back on you because you're giving him your opinion or her your opinion on what you think about their opinion. See what I mean? Big circle. Number 6. Boy, I have used this one, so I'll tell you a story. Number 6, I hope the rest of your day is as pleasant as you are. So it wasn't that long ago. I think it was before work. I was going to the local Walmart and getting some stuff for my work fridge. And this lady I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at the Lunchables, you know, because look, that's an easy snack to rip open and eat a couple crackers. It keeps me full. So fuck you if you're going to make fun of me for still eating Lunchables. And I do like the turkey ones the best, and they probably do make me a little sleepy. I do feel like I need a nap after work. But anyway, I don't know how we got on Lunchables. So, yeah, this lady like is eyeballing me, and I can kind of feel her and everything. Well, I sit there and I go down the potato chip aisle because they got those. I ain't even telling you because you listen. I eat at work like a fucking kindergartner. Okay, I got fruit snacks. I got beef sticks. Kids ain't eating Slim Jims, so that's one thing I got up. But I got the little dipper sticks or whatever. I got those. So, don't judge me. Anyway, so I'm getting that, and I said, I was real nice. She was kind of in the middle of the lane, and talking on her phone. I kind of went by her, and she goes, excuse me. She goes, God, she goes, are you stalking me? And I turned around and I said, I was like, not quite. I said, I busted out I hope your day is as pleasant as you are. And I just kind of threw her a wink and walked away. I was like, God, what a B word. And she was, man. I mean, and I was trying to be nice. I was trying not to interrupt her conversation on her phone and shit, and she's sitting there, hold on, I gotta move. And then, throwing out the stalker thing. Number one, she was, look, at Walmart, she was a 4. At Walmart, she was a 4. Ain't nobody trying to stalk you. Shut the fuck up. 7, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just giving your comments the attention they deserve. Ooh, sick burn. These are 12 replies that put people in their place when they are rude to you. Number 8. Did you mean to be rude? If so, you're doing an excellent job. See, I think this is going to start more fights. I think this is going to start more arguments. Sometimes the best thing to do is just say, hey, man, I ain't got the energy, and walk the fuck away. Don't waste your time. So I don't know who did this article, but y'all suck. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't agree with anything you've said so far. Again, I mean, I don't think you're going to solve any arguments with these. So don't use none of these, This is shit what I find on the internet. Give me a break. Oh, yeah, 10. Here you go. See, I need Evan to say something rude to me. Act like Evan just said something rude to me. Evan, how dare you? I'll say, thanks for the feedback. I'll file it under R for rude. Who in the fuck's going to say that? Who's going to say that? I'm going to file that under R for rude. Nobody's going to say it. Yeah, don't use none of these 12 replies that put people in their place when they are rude to you. 11, I'm flattered you chose me for your daily dose of rudeness. I feel special. See, some of these might get you punched in the eye. 12. 12 is the only one I want you to listen to if somebody's rude to you. And look, don't go up and be rude to them first and then be like, God dang, I was rude to that person, but how dare they be rude to me in return? So you can't do that, but this one says just smile and walk away. And that would be the advice that Chili442 would give you. That's advice that I'm going to give you. Just smile and walk away. It's not worth it. Look, if you get in a fight, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be on video. So if you swing first, you're going to jail. it just ain't worth it. Somebody gets sued. So just behave. See if there's any weird and wacky news from around the world, and we'll go a few more minutes and get out of here for tonight. Hopefully Chili will be back. I do want to talk a little bit about the election, and we'll get to that. Maybe the last 5-10 minutes of the show. South Carolina. 13 monkeys are still on the loose. They recaptured 5 more. Authorities say 5 more monkeys have been returned to the South Carolina compound that breeds the animals for medical research, which is very, very sad. That makes me sad. Because a lot of them, they're given diseases and then seeing if the medicine works on them before they give it to us. I don't like that. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, man, come on, Alan, you're wearing, leather pants, or not leather pants. I swear to God, I don't have leather pants on. But like leather tennis shoes and shit from a cow. Yeah, that's a little different. I'm using them. I don't know. I'm weird about animals. I'm sorry. I fucking love animals. I love them all. I don't like zoos. I don't like none of that shit. I don't think, if animals are, if they're hurt or something like that, I'm cool with like a sanctuary. But I don't like animals in captivity and shit like that. Sorry. I'm not like a tree hugger or anything like that, but ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz are for sale nearly 2 decades after they were stolen. I think if you remember, we broke that. That was breaking news one night on one of the shows. And I broke in with that news story that the ruby slippers were found. So, yeah. Peanut the squirrel. Rest in peace, homie. Florida's convicted killer clown released for prison for the murder of her husband's then wife. I don't know if you heard this story, but I guess this lady had an affair with this guy. He said, hey, look, I'm married and everything. And she like fell in love with him or whatever. And then she like dressed as a clown and like went to his house and shot his wife. Fucked up shit. But she's released 1990. Look, man, should she be released? I don't know. Let's ask the lady she killed. And when she gets back to us, we'll let that lady out of jail. How's that sound? I don't like that shit, man. Drug dealers get more time. How the fuck is that? Ooh, well, I think that is going to be... Oh, here, Claudia was just talking about Instagram famous squirrel named Peanut seized by New York state authorities. A New York man who turned a rescue squirrel into a social media star, Peanut, is pleading with the state authorities to return his beloved pet. I think they killed it, didn't they? I think they euthanized it. And if they did, that's fucked up. And last week, I don't think if me and Evan talked about this, and the first since 1938, Des Moines, Iowa, allowed their kids to trick or treat on Halloween. Wow. So anyway, well, that's almost it on news, folks. You know what we got to do, though? We got to check our buddy Dave Moreland. He always gives us a fun story to end our show on. And this one comes from Australia, where a very exclusive bottle of Johnny Walker Scotch was on display at a local liquor store. And we're talking really exclusive. The price tag on the Masters of Flavor edition was 62,000 Australian dollars. I don't know what that is, US. Oh, they did kill that squirrel? Oh, fuck you, New York. Sorry to any of our New York fans, but your people are dickheads. Arbozo was captured on video talking to the employee about the bottle just before he was seen exiting the store clutching the front of his pants. Yep, he stuffed the bottle of scotch down his pants before walking out. Unfortunately for him, the video enabled the cops to make a quick arrest before he was even able to open it. So, what a dumbass. You can't do shit like that anymore. You know what I mean? There's a camera everywhere. Everywhere. And you can look for them and sometimes not see them. But you're on camera. Now, if you go in any store, so watch picking your nose, you know, getting a good old nut itching or something like that. Be careful, because you're on camera. And especially don't, you know, like sniff it or something, you know, nasty like that. So yeah, man, everything's all good in the world with Dave Moreland only one. Huh. That's sad. Anyway, folks, we did have an election. Man, there was a lot of shit that I saw. I saw that I don't think the celebrity endorsements helped. You know, and looking at this as an independent, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I never have been. It kind of sucks that I live in a state that makes me try to choose one side or the other. Illinois. But yeah, so the way I saw it, you know, and I know a lot of people, oh, it's sexism that men didn't want to be led by a woman. I don't think that's true. If you ask any man, the most important woman in his life will be his mother. 9 times out of 10. And if he has a daughter, it's a toss-up between the mom and the daughter. So, you know, yeah, you can't. I don't think that was it. She outspent Trump. She spent $1 billion and is $20 million in the hole, where I think Trump spent $400 million. Don't estimated. So I don't know, and there's rumors going around that the celebrity endorsements were actually paid, and that kind of sucks if you donated to the campaign. You know, fuck, them people should have been doing that for free. But you know, it is what it is. I hate seeing all the negative shit. I think these news outlets like ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox News, you know, all of them, the amount of fear mongering they did was just unfucking real. And you got people out there that really think that, I mean, I heard one chick on The View saying if Donald Trump was elected, he'd send an army to arrest them and shit. Man, look, ain't nobody trying to take out two old, not even funny, how washed up comedians, Whoopi Goldberg and, Joy Barr, I don't even know her name. I don't even remember what she did. But, the fear-mongering they did was just kind of ridiculous. It really was. And I think the American people, it's the boy that called wolf. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, you can go back and see Donald Trump on The View and Whoopi Goldberg giving him a big hug. And it wasn't that long ago. So, I mean, fascist dictator, I think the American people looked at what they were paying for groceries and fuel and everything else, and they weren't worried about what Cardi B and Beyonce and Eminem and all these fucking celebrities that jumped. You got a bunch of rich people telling you. And that is another thing I have noticed. The Democrat Party used to be for the working class. I think a lot of people think the Republican Party is now. I still think I want less government, less taxes. I want to save more money. I've worked hard my whole life. I shouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck. So I think a lot of people looked at that and the identity politics. I think that shit's dead. I think you're going to have to run on substance now. What have you done? What are you going to do? And that wasn't there. There was all the negative. And I think people turned it off. And you can tell by look, if you go and look at the numbers for cable news and like CNN and stuff like that, those are horrible numbers. So, no matter if you think you're side won or lost, that's just my opinion. I thought, Trump's handlers, you got to kind of tip your hat to them. They kind of kept him from going unhinged. I think they kind of kept a good leash on him this time. And he wasn't out there saying, as much ridiculous shit as he did in, 2016 and 2020. So I think the campaigns were just ran different. And I think one connected with the American people. And look, the majority of them were hardworking American people that are just hurting right now. And, we see motherfuckers getting tuitions paid for and all this other bullshit, and we're out here struggling. It's like, I don't, there wasn't a lot of good shit that they could have ran on. So I guess I can see why they did the latter and went with the negative stuff. But anyway, that's my take on it as an independent, I thought it was very negative campaigning. I think the American people are getting sick of that shit. We're tired of, these quote unquote news people, that a lot of them were like, one of the main guys at ABC was, he was a main guy with the Clintons when they were in power. So it's like, come on, man. We're supposed to have something that's fair, that, we need real journalism back. And I think the American people have spoke about that too, that, listen, we're done with you telling us what you think we should believe. Report the news. Report what bills are going in, and do that. Get back to that. We don't need your opinion. We don't need Joy Reid preaching to us on how, the biggest danger in the United States is a straight white male. We don't need that kind of shit. We need you, if you work on a news station, we don't need your opinions. Shut the fuck up. There's enough news out there to tell us what's going the fuck on. But honestly, tell me anything besides this election that's been going on. And especially if you just watch ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, it's nothing but that election. There's a lot of shit going on. You better pay attention. Anyway, guys, I am out of here. Thank you so much. Those are my opinions. My opinions only. So, I love you. Peace. Be good to one another. We'll catch you next week.